Everything all right?
Do you have a moment?
What's going on?
Do you have any coin to spare?
Tell me, how come you're begging? What happened to you?
Allow me to disabuse you of your misconception. I am no beggar. I simply find myself in a bind compelling me to rely on the kindness of good people.
So, you're begging?
But I'm not a beggar.
Why are you asking for charity? Fancy an ale, eh? The amount you're looking for, it sounds like you plan on downing a whole keg.
That wouldn't go amiss, but really, I need the coin so I can travel to Vlashim.
That's quite a way.
I've always found it to be a day or two's ride.
But I don't see any horse.
I don't have one. That is true. I'll join a caravan, ride along, pay for my way, my provisions and such.
Begging, but not a beggar, and he needs money to get to Vlashim. Oh, I've come across a fair few beggars before, but none have ever said that to me.
Must be a coincidence?
Look, you can tell me what's going on here.
I can't. You're prying way too much as it is.
And you're surprised? I run into beggars, but never any like yourself. Something's obviously fishy here.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I simply want to reach Vlashim. You know, see a bit of the world and that.
Look, no more games.
I've told you.
I can spare you a few coins. It's a lot more than I normally give, I have to say.
Thank you so much. May the Lord repay your kindness.
Farewell. May you travel safely.
Yes, thank you. Ah! Ah! Fuck! I'm bleeding! What the fuck did you... Ich ergebe! Wait! Ich ergebe! Ah! Ah!
Look what I have for you. Aye, come here. Search.
If you have something to offer, stop by for a moment.
Sounds interesting. What happened to you?
A wheel on our wagon broke, so we're waiting here for my husband to come back from the village.
You're lucky you didn't run into any footpads. The roads are treacherous these days.
What can we do? We have to make a living somehow. Do you want to buy anything?
Where are you coming from, and where are you headed?
Oh, here and there, all over the place. Times are hard, you know. What the farm folk have to sell, we buy, and we bring them what they're in need of.
Times are hard because there's people thriving on others' misery.
Can't argue with that. We're barely making ends meet ourselves. Everybody thinks twice before they part with their money these days.
How did you come by this stuff?
How? Well, you see, the farmers sell us what they don't need and so forth.
I see. You're just plain old hawkers, eh?
Aye, that's right. Buy for 1 groschen, sell for 2. And if I ain't got what you want, I'll get it for you. Everyone's just doing the best they can.
I'll be happy to take a look at your wares.
Of course. No trouble at all. Nothing suits your fancy, eh? I apologize.
Here you go. Take it.
Put that weapon away. So you... What are you doing?
Good to see you. God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad, so far.
I'll get you! Ah!
God bless. Get away with that. Do you want to kill me, you fool?
I don't feel much like moving somehow. What will it be?
Show me your wares.
This is pretty dodgy. I won't... Well, how much do you...
Here. And something for your trouble.
Many thanks. Thank you, and take care. Ah, well, what can you do? Oh, well then.
He's the one.
Bold
Him.
of You steal something
Jesus
from us.
Christ. That's
Enough.
him. Get him. No! You killed him!
I yield! Mercy! Blood! Ah!
I've got a horse for you.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to keep this horse.
That is fine first horse you found. It will be all yours, but I deserve a reward for all that other stuff. So this is my offer.
On second thought, it's not worth it. I've got a horse.
What do you want?
I want to exchange him.
For this one, I will give you this much.
That works for me.
Here is the silver.
Here, mutt.
Katarso, what's up, fool?
Good boy. Good boy.
Any news about Mar?
I never saw Marika, so farewell.
Good day.
Sartu ke jal.
What's up?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Greetings. What do you need?
How's the forest work?
It's misery. The trees in the rocks are as twisted as...
Why you fell in here, exactly?
Before, we was cutting hard timber for the building works, but since the job's been done, he gets a bit of coin in the town for it. But I say them local pine trees is miserable wood for building. Take care.
God bless.
Can I spend the night?
Well, I don't know.
I'll pay you well, if you let me spend the night.
For a few groschen, there's some room on... Farewell.
What's the purpose of that pen? I see you're not
Indeed we're not, friend. That's where we learn how to
fist fight.
Why do you think? It's a pretty handy thing to know, and it's 100 times...
Does the miller know about this?
Crazel? He came up with the... Hey, fancy having a go?
And how do these fight?
Nothing to it. You put aside your weapons and armor, and from there on...
And who takes part?
Well, the first is if you manage to beat me, you can try Malik. He ain't as fast as... And if Malik ain't tough enough for you, he'd tear you to shreds.
Would you mind explaining?
You put down your gear, you get it now?
I'd love to try these bouts.
Wait a mo. First you need to...
Crazel.
He's the one who came with the idea and made it work. There, they have proper brawls. Take care for now.
Greetings, my friend.
I hear you let your hands fight each other. Could I have a go too?
Who told you about that?
Hensel told me. He said I can join if you allow it.
Hensel did? What a blabbermouth.
So can I join in?
Well, all right, since you already know. Them three slackers of mine ain't exactly had their finest hour in Zhelyov.
To Zhelyov, you say?
Aye. Once in a while, I send my strongest hand. He earns a few groschen, and I sleep better at night when folk...
And if I beat your hands, would you send me to Zhelyov?
We'll see. See you soon, my friend.
Everything's arranged.
Look at you champing at the bit. You do have the coin for...
Wait, you never said...
Did you really think we brawl? Well, maybe we do a bit. But still, if you...
If you say so.
Great. Get your ass ready.
You call yourself a fighter?
Nice. Nice.
Thanks.
But we'll see how you fare against... Oh, yeah. And...
What's it going to be, then? Now it's my turn.
Why did you start with all this brawling?
Just look around. The mill's in the arsehole of nowhere, miles to the tavern, and
So you rather let yourself get beat?
well, I'm usually the one.
Well,
Aye, all right. It's going
what funny stuff?
kicks in the balls, fingers in the nose, biting, and shit like that.
Ah, don't you worry.
We'll see about. And what about the wager?
Here it is.
That's the way I.
Give it all you got. Right, like little girls.
I'm wounded. Come closer.
Fight like little girls.
Just you wait. Come closer.
Granny can punch harder than you.
Come closer. Nice. 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 Bam. There you go.
You're no match for me.
Cut the bullshit. God damn! You gave me the runner.
You all right?
Well, a bit of liquor to ease the pain, a bit for the tummy, and I'll be all right. You're going to be If you wanted to train a bit before then, let me know. And here's your wager.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested?
I'd like to practice
All right, I'll show you something. But you need to...
My turn. What are you waiting for?
I'd like to learn.
What is this?
It's just me now.
So you're the toughest one here.
Aye, that's me.
Still, it's odd that the miller trained.
I just do what I'm told.
You'd rather keep things.
I suppose.
I want to fight you.
Are you sure? I could break you in.
Don't you worry about me.
Well, you've got the coin for a weight.
Yeah.
Get ready then. You'll be walking arse first. Fucking cunt!
You're no match for me.
Cut the bullshit and fight! Jesus! I'm hit! Fucking cunt! You'll be shitting out your own teeth when I'm done with you! I'll pull your guts!
Well, fuck me. I stripped in like you.
You're full of surprises yourself. Not even Pa swore as much when he...
Oh, I know. Once a fight starts, here's the coin you won. And go and see Crazel. He could send you to Shelly-off in...
So what? Somebody did him in and chucked him into the water.
But the river there has a powerful current.
Well, Miller, it seems I defeated all...
Even Vera? Well, listen. What if I...
Sure. Why not?
Great. I'll pay the entry fee, and if you want to train a bit more, just punch... God be with you. Take care, friend.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that you might have a job.
Well, you don't look lame.
I also heard you're invited to that big wedding.
That's no business of yours.
All right. So what...
You'll be carrying sacks.
Well...
The sacks are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. It may not seem like much, but if you don't dawdle, you might even... I heard they got lucky and recently rounded up a bunch of horses from some company that got routed by bandits. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that. And you can... But not on the sacks of flour. You understand? Or I'll tan your hide.
Ah, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Take care.
Have to be careful not to drop it. Good exercise. It's as light as a feather. Time for another one. Heave-ho. Isn't getting any lighter. It's as light as a feather. Time for another one. Have to be careful not to drop it. Isn't getting any lighter. Kurwa. What the?
Have you got it done? I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurva. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off. You think you're ready?
What are you babbling about? What lid?
It was a figure of speech. I'm attempting to convert matter.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that chest is a document I need. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismagi. Can you read? At least
I can read. But I reckon...
The catch is, the chest is under lock and key.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semines...
Aye. If you have Miller's honor.
Where exactly should I look? I doubt they've only got one chest.
I can't help you there. But my hand's in. He had the document on him. But then the bloody fool got... I'm pretty sure he's still on display. Just remember, lad, if you get caught like... then it would be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing.
No, I doubt the bailiff will let me roam around the rat house. Any advice on getting in there without being...
Oh, come on. Black clothes. The play of light and dark. A quiet night.
Is that supposed to be a...
Just get some inconspicuous clothing.
And where can I get some clothes?
I had my outfit washed in the Gilioff bathhouse. But after a bit of... It's my gift to you. All you have...
Pick them up.
Doesn't it sound like a suitable... There's no sense in trying to deal with the owner, Dorothy, anyway. She's a contrary woman who's...
I'm not even... I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? But all right, enough wordplay. If he'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key.
All right. I reckon I know everything I need. Crazel said you'd teach me to...
All right. So Crazel took you on just like that. Surprising. Crazel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some
I'm listening.
First of all, rich or poor, most folk, the front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back?
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from...
Well, what if I need something from it? Like a key?
You can try taking it from behind. It'll be more difficult. Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right, let's do it.
What are you waiting for? What's the hold-up? Do you have it yet? Gotcha! Pay attention or you'll get caught. Want to try again?
Done.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go.
That's it. It's a simple art.
I'd rather try
Why not, since we're here? Well then, it's easy. Sneak up behind me and choke me out. Just remember, you mustn't let...
All right, I'll give it a try.
You know what to do. I won't fight back. Just don't let me see.
All right.
Bastard! See? And I didn't even defend myself. Try it again. Remember, if your victim is able to defend himself, you can still turn things around. But it will be a close call, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
What are you sneaking around here for, you scoundrel?
You shit! Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
So, it's you? Aha. It was nothing.
Bastard! Not like that. Try again.
I can't right now.
You aren't making this easy.
Would you know of any other way to make...
The only thing you can do in this back would go and ask those woodcutters on the opposite hill. You might...
Why the woodcut?
Just think about it. They've been cutting timber in the middle of nowhere for a pretty long time. They work all day long and don't move an inch.
I think I know what you're getting at.
All their earnings must be hidden somewhere in their camp.
What does Crazel say about...
He said it would be obvious it was one of us. After all, they can see right into... But you're not from around here. You might...
Crazel told me you'd show...
So?
Let's continue.
All right, let's... Not like that. Try again.
All right, let's do it.
Not too shabby. I thought I'd slip out there for a moment, but you wouldn't let me. Just don't forget, even if the person doesn't wriggle out of your grip like that, they'll remember you. One last time, and for real.
All right.
You shit! It's not that easy if the other fella resists, is it? Try it again.
All right.
You... I almost slipped out. But you did well. Just remember, a person who wriggles out the first time will remember you. That's all that's to it. Just one more thing. Not only can you choke someone out, you can even send them to their maker. For that you need a dagger. And now, would you like to try that takedown on me again?
Yes, please.
You shit! No good! You have to be faster. Try it again.
Yes, please.
That was close. But you still got me. Just don't forget, even if the person doesn't wriggle out of your grip like that, they'll remember you. One more time?
Yes, please.
Not too shabby. I thought I'd slip out there for a moment, but you wouldn't let me. Just don't forget, even if the person doesn't wriggle out of your grip like that, they'll remember you. One more time?
Thanks, but I've learned enough.
Suit yourself. Good doggy. Good boy.
Go to hell! Jesus! Oh! Mercy! Spare me!
What brings you here?
I heard you have some clothes here that belong to Miller Crazel.
You're damn right I do. They're here waiting for him. Only I had to put them away in a chest in the loft. So I don't have to be constantly reminded of the debt Crazel racked up here. Taking his bloody time he is, the bastard. Those rags have been here for so long, the rats have got into them. Why do you care about them so much anyway?
The miller mentioned them. Said I could take them.
Are you his new lackey or what? Did Zinnex...
Well...
Look, I don't really care who takes them. But if you only knew how much work it was to wash out them particular... And most of all, to wash out that awful stench of rotten eggs. Blah. Along with Crazel's debt, it'll cost you this much. Including the...
Ah, come on, Doris.
What is it?
Wouldn't you rather I got rid of those clothes once and for all? Don't you know they're cursed?
Cursed? What do you mean, cursed?
Well, I'm not sure how well you know Crazel.
I know he's an odd bloke. Suspicious, too.
He's also in love. With you, that is.
He's in love with me? But what does that have to do with the clothes?
He enchanted them. Whoever washes them is hexed. It confounds their senses. Did you sense something in the air? Love, perhaps?
All I sense in the air are stale farts. And that's not how...
Well, maybe the spell hasn't started working yet. You should give me the clothes before something happens.
Don't you worry. My first impression of Crazel was so strong. Either you pay off the debt and the clothes, or leave me alone.
About Crazel...
You seem right obsessed with them. Oh, we had to wash them 7 times.
I might be interested.
Well, it seems they must be worth something.
Fine. My God. That's a price fit.
I told you, that's including the debt. You can sort that out with the miller. Here's the key to the chest in the loft. There's some other forgotten rags lying around. What are you giving me that look for? You're not gonna...
I wouldn't dream of... I need a bath.
And what are you...
I'd like a pretty girl to take care of all...
Don't worry. Once my girls get their hands on you...
I can't wait.
Excellent. Pay up and we...
I'll gladly pay you.
Excellent. You won't regret it, sir.
The world sure seems brighter after that, eh? See you again next time.
Damn. These are some fine thieving clothes. Are you Zinnek?
Yeah, look, mate, I really need to piss. Can you let me out of here?
Crazel sent me. He's looking for some document the bailiff.
And what's the point?
Hermes.
I'm just shaking your piss. They caught me at night when I was robbing a merchant, and then they make any distinction. They took everything, including that document, and locked it all. You could get into the jail from the courtyard behind the rat house. It's right under the guardhouse. As soon as you find the stairs leading down...
Well, who's got the key to it?
Well, actually, I had it, but when the guard shook me down, I must have dropped it. It was in the chamber, next to the... They've got a pretty soft bed. The key probably fell under it.
Is that the only key?
No, of course not. Best to rob one of them who's slacking off. Look, mate, do you actually know how to...
Well, I'm still learning.
You're in luck. Of course, I am in the stock. There ain't much I can teach you like this. Better go and see Craig. Take care, friend.
How?
You're done here, you crook! I'll beat you to a bloody pulp, fucker! I'll whip your ass so much you'll be looking forward to the cane! Wanker! You still resisting? You're done here, you crook! Christ! I'm hit! I'll whip your ass so much you'll be looking forward to the cane! Piece of shit! You don't fight with guards, you fool! You
Eh? There you are! Halt!
do it!
Kulva! You don't fight with guards, you fool! You surrender to them! Jesus, I'm hit! You'll get such a blow that you'll wake up on the pillory! Start praying! Now you'll see what we do with criminals, bastard!
The offer of Hermes Trismegistos. That's Krazel's document. Here, mutt! Come here, boy.
Careful. Jesus Christ be praised.
Good to see you, friend.
God bless.
How about some more advice on sneaking around?
You've come to the right man. As clumsy as a blind dog and about as inconspicuous as a cow at a bank.
Well, I was focused mainly...
I don't blame you. Me, I'm no good with a sword. Might be more useful, but still, ask away. What do you want to know?
What should I wear to...
Something dark. It won't exactly command respect, but at least people won't pay you much attention. Just don't go wearing fancy clothes around tramps or shoddy... You have to be like a ghost that nobody knows about. And
I've been known to be a bit noisy.
only a fool goes robbing in full armor. And tread lightly. Not only will you not make a racket, but you just might hear the fellow...
A weapon in hand won't do me much good, but I feel more
Seems like everyone does nowadays. But if you're not... All you need in your hand is a lockpick. But best to keep your hands free. If you get caught where you're not supposed to, neither a...
How should I handle...
Most guards and people you meet at night are either blind or drunk. Stick to where the light doesn't shine. Dark clothing help out as well. And only a complete idiot does... And if you know how, brew yourself a Nighthawk. It tastes like piss.
How should I plan a robbery?
Most people have the same routine. Pay attention to people's behavior. Who goes where and which way. When you get to know your victim, you'll know when they'll be home and where you're sneaking into someone's house. Try a back window.
That's all. What's your story anyway, Krazel?
What business is that? Seems to me like you haven't
I'd really like to know more about...
You know what? You ripped my sack, promised...
But...
You know what? When you prove to me you're not all hot air...
I have that document from...
Excellent. I
took a look at the document. I couldn't really make much of it.
My fifth cousin. We write to each...
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Did you find my family tree at the... Now show it to me, so I can finally get the knowledge. Good. Good.
What now?
That much?
Did you hear me?
Sorry. I owe you my thanks and maybe.
Don't tell me you've forgotten.
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way.
Another miller's trick.
Now, there's no trick. I promised I'd get you into that wedding. You'll just have... Besides, Things are about to get really interesting.
Enough. I'm sick of listening. Supposing you first initiate me into the mystery. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business.
Devilish? It's high learning, and when I say not some hocus-pocus...
Tell me more about it, then.
I wouldn't be so sure, but I've taken... Now, I want to make a golem out of dough.
A golem?
A golem is a helper brought to life. It can be made of clay, wood, stone. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. Just imagine. You know how carrying sacks, pulling... He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik. But he...
My word. That sounds incredible.
So far, it's just all in my head. But if you're... It's in the interest of the advance. Just look at the Bible. Moses could command the waters and speak to... I've no doubt that if our great Holy Mother Church had been around at the time, all the apostles would have been burned at the...
So a golem, you say?
Exactly!
And what about the good of me?
You already know that you can learn the practical... But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art...
I'm overwhelmed with Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin.
Oh, see now? I completely forgot. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some...
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Crazel?
Short and to the point.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter...
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which salt...
This has something to do with the alchemy of yours, eh?
Nitra is saltpeter. White crystal...
And what needs salting here? Or is it supposed to be some peculiar Crazel...
Nothing of the sort. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a... Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos. His feet will never get tired. But saltpeter is the most important.
So you're serious about this golem? And are you...
Certainly. Otherwise,
How much saltpeter will it take to bring...
A lot. That's why I want you to find me a...
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead...
Well, you never know when an experience like that...
All right, then. I'll look around. I just hope you know where to look. That you can point me in... And also that you'll get me into that wedding as a...
Yes. Yes. Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter.
So this Bonnie is some kind of witch who's in on this...
Bonnie is someone I trust without question. Not only will she teach you how to find salt, the main difference is it has kind of cooling.
Hold your horses. You want me to taste...
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste, she'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the... That's a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Only my...
How can I get to the...
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks. Oh, and so I don't forget. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died, and on top of that, she has to... On the other hand, Zinnik might be holding his tongue for a while.
If Bonnie spends time with Zinnik, she may want some spirits.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, Right along. So you're...
To the lair.
See you soon, my friend.
Good day. What would you like? Now. Careful.
What was that noise? Woodcutters?
Good day to you.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear.
It's not the name I was baptized. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people you're... What should we call you?
Henry's fine.
Well, let's... You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you. Did you bring me something from...
Actually, Crazel said you...
He's right there. Do you...
I'm sorry.
I reckon I'll just have to scrape together...
What kind of mad...
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos. While we're on the subject of rituals...
He did.
And...
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flat. I'm mostly curious to see if Crazel will really be able...
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slip. So, If by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heel. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flowers. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you. But if you're in a hurry to find Crazel's saltpeter...
No. I have plenty of time.
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my... I had to hide out here for a while. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other So I'm glad the miller's finally found a normal... You've got a beautiful dog.
Mutt.
What a cute fella.
Among the wolves. Not a word of a... That is, I lost him and then found him.
Well, I'll be... That's what I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating, just slept all the time. And then, well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
I found myself following the path of the night. My only brother now is my sword.
Oh, aye. Men these days solve all their problems in armor on the field, gouging each other's eyes out and hacking off each other's limbs. Where are the good old days when everything could be solved with a simple dagger stab or a nice strong cup of hemlock? Jesus, I sound like an old crone now, eh? And you know who else pines for the good old days? Crazel. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
He seems awfully mystical. He has lots of experience, like as if he's lived for hundreds of years.
It's his beard that does that. Don't let it fool you. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case, you know. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
A barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Crazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will 1 saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Crazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't. And Crazel, of course, didn't tell me shit.
Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best...
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from...
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or...
Jesus. And you know where to look for such...
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a...
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Well, I haven't met him yet. Where can I find him?
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia rocks.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so... I'd bring him. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't... Lots of luck, Henry.
Why do you work for the miller?
Because he pays well, and don't care how much coin I...
You mean by stealing?
And he doesn't...
What did you do before?
I got by any way I could. Believe...
You? A nun? Well, why not?
Oh well. Different people have different fates. But we all ended up here.
What do you think about...
You're another one of those that don't know if they should love him or hate him, right? Crazel is his own man. Once you learn to get along with him, you can't help but sometimes he's unbearable.
What do you know about the Troskov...
He's a pretty tough old bird. He follows the rule, and he appreciates when a fella's direct and...
So, Bonnie, the most on... I'd like to see some dead animals as models for painting a church fresco.
That might be a bit much.
How was the saltpeter collection and tasting again?
It wasn't so bad. Xena kept whining about it, but being a... When you go and clean someone's sty, they don't pay much attention to you and leave their purses and chests unattended. We made a pretty decent amount on the side.
What, by stealing?
Confiscating property for the greater glory.
Just like Crow. Tell me something more about Xena.
He's Andy, that's for sure. But, oh, to be honest, I don't care for Crazel's horseshit most of the time either. He does everything for his own good, doesn't give a damn about any great... Actually, he really pisses me off with his attitude. And he entertains himself by... Dunger, for instance. What kind of a bloody...
Oh, lovely. And what does he...
Scruffy. Or Jan, Nicholas, Franz. He tries to be careful, but then he opens his big mouth and fucks it all up, just like in Troskovitz.
What is this lair place?
Crazel built a store so all them honest, curious people in the mill, the likes of Hensel...
You mean behind that boarded...
We're definitely not doing anything there right now. I told Xenek to clean it up. I think he wants to see if the place will get so rotten.
I'd like to learn something.
And what would you like? See you later, my friend.
Greetings.
Why do you work for the mill?
Well, how can I... Anywhere else, they'd have kicked me out by now. The miller's the last. He says every idiot...
And you see that as a compliment?
I see a coin in my hand every week. That's all I care about.
What did you do before you started work?
A bit of this. When I was still a boy, I stirred lye at a tannery, and then I slaved away at a dye house. Let's say not exactly honest, but that's what I'm best at.
What do you think of Crazel?
Is this some kind of test? I can think what I want, and I keep my opinion to... And you ought to do the same. Take care.
Gold badge. Greetings. Do you...
Just like the whole wedding.
I hear you.
Seems pretty much dead broke.
I hope it's not that bad.
Stop fooling around. Oh! What are you... Ah!
Hail Mary.
I'm Henry. And you must be the...
Ignatius, master of the... Looking for a final resting place? You need to bury a dead goat?
None of those things. I was just passing by.
The living and the dead. I could write a book about it. Or if the scribe in Troskovitz was in a mood to listen to me for longer than one afternoon.
I had to dabble in your trade a little. Buried a young man from the nomad camp.
I know. Don't think I didn't try to... He wasn't baptized, so I couldn't bury him in the cemetery. But he deserved a good place. It gave me a terrible itch. The damned woodcutters left him there like a
I buried him in his favorite place.
You did well. Don't hesitate to bury any other corpses. I can tell right away if a fella understands an honest trade.
Are you and the herb woman related?
We're not related. We both got some years behind us, and different herb women came to me from time to time for hangman's nooses, or what they do with them is their own business. I'm just a... But Bozhena ain't like the others. She's an honest... Do you know why they chased her?
I do.
There's a place called Limbus Infantium. Not even by accident, like Bozhena did with...
Well, I don't think I'll be going into the midwifery. Do you know what happened with the bodies from near the pond? Tankards.
Who?
Well, you wouldn't know their names. A couple of souls.
Oh, aye. They all ended up in a pit together right by the cemetery. All I got getting them out of there was a grind. They was well fed. You could tell right away they was from...
Yeah, you're right.
Not to worry. Earth is earth.
How's life treating you?
A lot better than it's treating my customers, I must. Come to think of it, the only thing that pisses me off is that once I kick the shoemaker's all the young folks these days care about is making coin.
What's the story with the dead?
The story?
But you said there's been a lot of people dying around here.
Well, it ain't usual for people to get off by the cartload out here in the stick.
I don't know. Hadn't really thought.
That might be the reason, then. Look, I'm not suggesting anything. If things keep up like this, I'll be out of work in no...
Being a gravedigger must be a lonely job, eh?
Funny a young lad like you is so interested in grave digging.
Well, I'm only asking.
That figures. Youngsters these days wouldn't know hard work if it bit 'em on the arse.
Are you offering me a job?
No. I'm giving you a warning.
And how do you know that?
You've got that look. I can spot it a mile.
Could you be more specific?
You just aren't cut out for it, and that's that. A grave, it's a service. A labour of love.
But seriously, Ignatius.
Gravedigger, knacker, snorter's constant companion.
You've nearly got more time.
Well, I have been doing it for almost 40 years now. The bailiff pays me well.
Sounds appealing.
Not all that glitters is gold, lad. A gravedigger's... I pick up dead animals on the side of the road. That's the knacker's job. That's why people say I'm unclean. If I had children, they wouldn't be allowed to marry any... It's so ingrained in folk. A fella takes care of things, they wouldn't want to handle them. Can't even go to the tap.
Have you been a gravedigger your whole life?
I did think about it. I wanted to be a knacker in Yitchin, but some fool with friends in high places got the job, though he can't even tell her. That really pissed me off, so I said, fuck it. Why might I want to dig graves?
So you've always been here otherwise?
And what of it? Do you think I get bored here? Not recently, I don't.
I'm not from these parts, and I've seen a few conciliations.
The same as where you come from, I reckon. They mark spots where the sin...
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Aye, like when a fella buries an axe in someone's head over some... Or if the law sees to it that he... The sinner then has to erect a conciliation.
Where does he get the cross from?
Where do you think?
You're in charge of that too?
I know how to cut a cross out of stone. And what of it?
So they're all your work?
I wish. I've only sold 2 or 3 recently. You might find a few stories about them in the village chronicle. What's all I know is a young fella once jumped off the...
Do you know any more stories?
Aye, I do, but I'm not telling you any.
Unfortunately, I had to bury both my parents.
My condolences.
Thank you. I just don't know if...
Did you witness their deaths?
Unfortunately. They were killed in...
Oh, I understand that's never easy. But if you close their eyes...
I dug their grave next to our smithy. We didn't have a church.
Well, that can't be avoided sometimes. Don't let it bother you. I'm certain their souls went straight to heaven. You needn't...
You got a big cemetery here. Pretty nice, too.
Ain't it? But being the gravedigger, I'll never have a place of my own. But when I'm dead, I won't care. If it was up to... We're all equal before death and the Lord.
Have you heard any news?
There's something new every day.
Ignatius, I'm going to need your help.
Of course. How many are there? Shall we grind the teeth up, or do you want to take them away?
None of that. I have a different... Bonnie from Lower Semine sent me.
From Lower Semine?
A saltpeter pit.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
Nah, it's actually just a pit. These white crystals form on the walls of it. And that's exactly...
Ah, now I... You should have said you're looking for the pit I throw carcasses into. What's all this? I'm going to go there anyway, so I'll take you there.
Really? That was easier than...
Not even a chicken scratches in the dirt without hope of reward, though. I have some collections from some Stratego farmsteads, and I'd be a fool. At least one day I can take it a...
You want me to help you with your grave?
Why not? You look like a strong fella.
Oh, dragging carcasses around, but so be it. I'll help you with it.
Grave digging is a job like any other. Sooner or later, and if it wasn't for us knackers, folk would have to do...
Of course. I'm just a little worried about what people will say about. I wouldn't like to lose the honour I've earned as squire to a nobleman.
Don't worry about what people say. They'll only strip you. So what then? Shall we take a nice little ride with... nice and early, at daybreak?
I'll have to think about it.
Later? No. I head out nice and early at the crack of...